Hello? Yeah, I'm alive. Strangely, I'm still alive. Things aren't going perfect for me. However, I'm more than willing to try F-Zero Classic. I just need something to distract me before I go to bed, because I got nothing better to do than sleep. Ooh, I don't like either of these choices. But I gotta pick one. Yes, as you can see, my chat has a transparent background and is now in front of everything. Let me know if that's a problem. I'll try and figure out how to crop it. 3, 2, 1, begin! Yeah, unfortunately this is classic mode, so no boosting yet. Oh! Okay. For those of you who don't understand what just happened, I'm afraid to say it, but my controller has started to develop a bit of a sticky left. Wait, I'm still not allowed to boost, or is there not a visual indication like there would be for... Oh, yeah, there's no visual indication. Nope. Haha, classic mode is not for me. And yet I somehow still beat 2 people. And no, I am not a classic F-Zero player. Yep. I've only ever played F-Zero 99. I know that there are a lot of people who really love the game F-Zero GX, I think it was. However, I've not played any of them enough to actually form an opinion, unfortunately. It's not that I'm scared of them. I like playing racing games. It's the only thing that's even remotely in the sports department of video games that I would consider playing. Anything that's a real sports simulator, don't care. Put it in the trash. I don't care. I want it out of the way. Sports games are the biggest waste of time and space for video games ever. No, I don't care how much you hate Port Town 1, it is still better than that stupid circle in the middle of Mute City 2. Yeah, I hate that stupid circle with a fiery passion. Why are all of them flashing? Move faster, move faster. And after a jump, we get our spin back. I'm not even sure if I like this one. However, since I'm here, I guess I just have to deal with it. Well, this is unfortunate. Thankfully, though, I have a boost, and I'm not afraid to use it. I'm afraid of blowing up, but... Oh. Yeah. Dang it, got out of the top 20. I can normally do pretty well if I can stay up in the top 20. Oh. I can't believe they didn't. Oh, good. That skips a huge portion of the level. What? I have absolutely no idea what to do. And that's not a great showing. I have been able to get 9th once. It's... yeah. This isn't a game I'm particularly good at, but I do enjoy it now and then. And thankfully, it's really simple, fun, and accessible. I don't know what else to say about it because I'm not familiar enough with the rest of this series to say anything about it. I mean, it's definitely my favorite thus far of the Battle Royale smaller versions of the games, but I can definitely see an F-Zero fan not enjoying this simply because it is just a miniaturized version of the original game. But again, it is nice that we have something from F-Zero. I mean, something is better than nothing, and how much have you actually done with F-Zero in the past decade? 2 decades, Nintendo? F-Zero GX exists on the GameCube, and that's about the sum total of everything that exists for the game. Yeah, it's one of those series that Nintendo absolutely refuses to remember that they own, and I have absolutely no idea why. Alright, just gotta get on the booster, and then I miss the booster. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna boost along here, just to give myself some extra speed. Not actually sure if that's a legit strategy, or I'm just making a fuss over nothing. However, this is exactly what you want to do. Make sure you cut the corners as fine as possible. Unfortunately, though, every time I've been trying to do something complicated on this game, the game suddenly decides that my controller should no longer function. And this isn't even that old of an old controller, and it's not like I abuse my controllers. I am not a rage gamer. I do not do anything that would do this sort of thing. I just hold the controller. I have absolutely no idea why the left has gotten sticky. Yeah. Yeah, once you learn the corners to cut, you can consistently stay on top. Oh. Unfortunately, though, once you get in the front spots, you're gonna have to deal with those red bumpers, which will blow you to Kingdom Come if you ain't careful. Yeah, 17th. Yeah, that's pretty good by me. I tend to get stuck between 20 and 40 most of the time. And not because I'm bad at the game, but because I am not that good at taking a calculated risk. I definitely enjoy this game, despite the fact that I'm not the best at it. Granted, I think half the time people are right when they claim this is just bumper cars with occasional racing. I think that's a fair analysis of it. Granted, you could say that about other F-Zero games. It kind of encourages a balance between breaking your enemies and racing, so you can play it in different ways, and I like that it actually feels like something that works with this whole Battle Royale 99 sort of thing. Hey, I was the deciding vote. Should I be proud of this or not? I don't love this level. Mostly because of those magnets, and I'm not even sure if I'm doing the right thing by just angling my front away from them, or if that's the worst possible thing I could do. I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do there. Thankfully, though, this is something I can do easily. I'm still not doing great. Yeah, when you're in the middle of the pack like this, it is basically just bumper cars. A really good game of bumper cars, but bumper cars nonetheless. Also, if you're in one of the vehicles like Captain Falcon's ship, where it's basically a glass cannon, it's made for racing, not for bumpins, it can be pretty unpleasant for a good portion of time. Thankfully, though, this music is awesome, and I will be accepting no complaints about that. Yep. Unfortunately, though, unless you're hanging out behind one of the golden bumpers, you're not going to be yeah, see here, other people might take the risk and just boost. I'm a more careful driver, if you want to call it that. Yeah, I've never gotten first. I have gotten in top 10 once, I think. Unfortunately, that was just a bumper, so didn't do much for me. Yeah, this is a pretty average day for me, honestly. But I did defeat all my rivals, so I am moving up. Still have no idea how other people have found the time to get S rank 25 or whatever it is. It is cool to learn I collect the most sparks of anybody. Yeah, and since the superhighway allows you to entirely skip some of the more annoying parts of the level, is most certainly of great benefit. Yeah, this is a new thing they're doing, in case you haven't been on in a bit. I'm not really sure what it's about. It just feels like another thing for your dailies. Don't know if it has any purpose other than that. I haven't gotten any rewards from it yet, but I also haven't been playing this every day. I do enjoy it. I'll play it at least once a week. I don't feel addicted to it like I think other people are enjoying it like that, but Honestly, I still enjoy it. I feel like the game is pretty great, all things considered, and it's absolutely lovely to have anything F-Zero related at this moment in time. I think F-Zero fans would prefer that they remaster F-Zero GX from the GameCube era. I don't foresee that happening anytime soon, however. I also thought they would never remaster Paper Mario Thousand Year Door after refusing to recognize the sinking ship that is modern Paper Mario and continue to do the same problems over and over again, but they did finally listen, and apparently there's some changes with the leadership, so hopefully things will be better in the future. Granted, I'm also one of those people who isn't in love with all of the remasters. Granted, I will gladly take remasters over remakes any day. If there's so much of the game you need to change that it has to be considered a new game, then it might not have been worth the remaster or remake in the first place. Ooh. Oh, right. That's why I don't play risky. I tend to run into things. Also, I keep forgetting to do the delicate balance of actually learning to turn properly. Yeah. There are two things you can do for turning. Either A, you decide that you want to push R and L, or B, you just let go of the accelerator, turn, and then turn on the accelerator. The accelerator is literally for going straight forward, which means that turning is basically a matter of pointing yourself in the right direction. Yeah, something's about to go wrong, I just know it. Nothing went wrong there. Wow. 8. That's one better than earlier. Before I got on stream, I had one where I got 9th place. And that's never happened before. I've never been in top 10 before. Now I've been twice in the same night, so not bad whatsoever. Honestly surprised I've managed to get top 10 twice, but I'll take it. So sorry my voice isn't that great. I have a bunch of allergies to pollen, animal dandruff, dust mites, and dust. Which means if there's even a slight breeze, I have problems. However, I don't really recall going outside that often today, so I'm not even sure why I would be having this. Granted, it might just be a gummy throat from having ice cream earlier. I love ice cream, but it will gum up your throat a bit. Yeah. If you're gonna do something with your voice, you're singing in choir or anything like that, avoid dairy and cheese best you can because it will gum up your voice. Granted, you can clear it out by, I don't know, gargling some salt water, having some ginger and lemon tea, something along those lines you can do and clear up your throat a bit. Don't think I have either of those on hand at the moment, though, because I am living in the upstairs of my family house, and I don't have anything besides water here. Unfortunate, yes, but that's how it be sometimes. Thankfully, though, I've gotten the timing of this down pretty well. At least I think that was good timing. Not sure anymore. Thankfully, though, I can spin like a top, and then I will be completely protected from many, many dangers. However, not actually sure that... Am I doing better or worse than last time? Granted, the lap 1 is not the end-all be-all of this race. You gotta maintain for a pretty long time in this game, because you got to go through 4 laps while maintaining good position and without dying, so... I'm not actually sure if I should be celebrating the fact that I'm staying this high right now or not. Also, whenever I think I'm doing well, the left on my control pad gets sticky. Yeah. It actually happened when I was doing Grand Prix. I got to the finale of the league, the 5th race. I got to a narrow bit. I tried to move left very slightly, and it decided to stick the left into permanent on position and kill me. Yeah. Really hate that. I really need to get a new controller, but I do not have the money for getting a new controller at this current juncture. Yeah, also you don't want to run into those. Just in general, you don't want to run into those. Not sure if I got ahead of him in time, but 15, again, that's better than my average of 20 to 40. Wow, and I didn't even defeat that many rivals. I was playing against a really good crowd. Wow, that is a better lap than I've done before, so that's pretty amazing. I am so glad you were able to be here. However, I need to check the time and get some water in me. Give us just a second to drink. Sorry if that's loud. I have a big old gallon bottle from Hydromate. I actually got it for free from a friend, which was awesome, because they cost a bit, plus the sleeve that gives you a shoulder thing so you can carry it. That's a separate charge, because people is greedy. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately though, that's all I want to play of this game for right now, so I'm just going to boot up a different game. Thankfully though, I have plenty on here. Just give me a moment and I'll put up a new one. Remind me another day to show you Lego Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order, because I have absolutely no idea why, but that one flew completely on the radar, and it's a great modern take on Marvel Ultimate Alliance. At least as far as I'm concerned, but I haven't played the old ones, so take that with a grain of salt, if you will. I'm really enjoying Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, however, there is a big problem that the AI isn't very good, which becomes a problem when a boss fight can cover the entire screen and will absolutely not apologize for it. And your AI companions have health bars that get drained pretty quickly. Also, J. Jonah Jameson has become a live streamer. I'm disgusted and afraid on your behalf. Yep, there's a giant head of Celestial. Oh, yeah. Also, the dog is Russian. Yeah. I would like to tell you is that I really love this game because, not just because it's a Lego game and Lego games are pretty fun. However, what's really good about it is the fact that it is a game that's unafraid and unapologetic about being based off of a comic book. Unfortunately, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're always trying to bring realism into it. They're always trying to seem like they're doing something super serious. I think it works for some things, like Black Panther, for instance. That was really well made. And I liked the fact that it was a bit more realistic. However, for a lot of others, it just feels like there's an embarrassment or that they legitimately don't want to be making a comic book movie because they want to make more serious stuff. The problem is the other half of the time they are trying their absolute darndest to make a punchline out of every single dramatic scene, so yep, it's... Oh, by the way, this is Squirrel Girl. You can play as Squirrel Girl and Howard the Duck in this game. So clearly it is the absolute best Marvel game, because it's one of the few that's unapologetic and upfront about the fact that this is based off of a fun, silly, ridiculous comic book series, and it absolutely does not care about your opinions that comic books are for kids. Whereas Marvel Cinematic Universe is desperately trying to make it seem like it's for adults. Things like this in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 are unapologetic and upfront about, hey, this is a fun, ridiculous time set in a comic book universe. Have fun. Yeah, this not only has deep-cut characters like Squirrel Girl and Howard the Duck, but they also have their own missions, and the entire story actually sets up a pretty fun way of having all of these characters in the same place. King has built a chronopolis, which is made up of all of these different bits of time. and space, all of the greatest realms, and he's forcing them to do battle with each other like some terrible take on a battle royale. Yep, he literally kidnaps the greatest cities and warriors in all of history to watch them fight. Yeah. And I'm sure there's somewhere out there saying, but, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they do a very deep, tragic backstory for him that's really serious and award-winning actor, and I don't care. I do appreciate that the Marvel Cinematic Universe tries to do different things with the characters. I think there's a problem, though, when they honestly try and tell us, no, this is realistic and serious drama, and then you're talking about people like Thor, the god of thunder, who has a amazing hammer as his power that shoots lightning, alongside a talking raccoon in Rocket Raccoon. Yeah, this is very serious and realistic. Granted, in the comic books, it's always been a delicate balance of, this is a ridiculous thing, but I'm gonna take it seriously because the kids who read this really enjoy it and do take it seriously. But there comes a problem when you try and take it seriously, so desperately seriously that you're trying to earn an Academy Award that nobody can take you seriously. Or you make the problem yourself by refusing to allow a dramatic scene to be dramatic because you need a punchline because you're afraid of being sincere. Comic books can be sincere, but I don't think it's why most people are reading comic books. They're reading comic books because they're fun and ridiculous. That's just the truth of it. Yeah, unfortunately, because certain characters have abilities and are commonly used in story mode, they will always assume that you want to use the character from story mode, even if their ability to do this is really lame. Like, unbelievably lame. In story mode, how you get rid of fires is that Captain America jumps on them with his shield. That is how you stop fire in story mode. Whereas in free play like I'm playing here, we're much smarter than that. We get the character that can shoot ice. Voila. Much easier. Unfortunately, though, this is the same problem I would experience with a battle beat 'em up where I hit them and then they... Also, certain characters have alternate modes, which means that if you push the wrong button at the wrong time for the wrong amount of time, they will stop doing what they're supposed to be doing. I can't believe that worked. Yeah, he's a giant fire giant, so we hit him with water barrels. And it works. Because again, this game understands what people like about comic books. They are kind of crazy and ridiculous. What's this thing here? I can see that this is something, I just can't tell what it is. And it's not even because I don't have my glasses, because they're broken. No, I legit can't figure out what this is supposed to be. I uncovered it and built it with Squirrel Girl, and now I have no idea what it's supposed to be. I can't aim at it. Oh. It's literally a pusher, except they've put the green on the opposite side. Okay. I did that one. Had one back here that I already got. Wait a minute. There's a whole bunch of stuff down this hole. I think I already got that in story mode. Okay. Yeah. This isn't story mode I'm playing here, this is free play. Also, each level has Stanley in trouble. Yeah, they literally took the whole cameo thing from the movies and just ranked it up to 11. Yep, Stan the Man is in trouble and you have to save him on every level. It's kind of amusing how often he's in trouble, but some of the situations get so ridiculous that you say to yourself, Stan, how did you do that? Yeah. For instance, here they will always suggest Miss Marvel because she is from story mode.
Who's ready to face some sweet, sweet...
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, even though I think they want me to take this challenge seriously, I really legitimately don't. Oh, that's the other thing about LEGO games. Sometimes things just don't want to work. Yeah, I have had times where the game will just decide that it doesn't want to work anymore. I think this is just because LEGO has a bit of a laissez-faire attitude, much like Bethesda, to the actual big strokes things with its game creation. I don't know if they're all built on the same engine. It feels like they are. That would certainly explain some of the problems, just like Bethesda using a game engine past its prime. Who is this? Why is he here? Do I care? No. No, gotta pick my favorite character, Viv. I don't think I've seen this character referenced anywhere else. The nice thing, though, is that if you go here, you can actually view their character card. So if there's a character you happen to like, you can see what their attributes are, but you can also look at their character profile. So you get to learn about the fact that she's the teenage daughter of Vision. Yeah. Yeah. They have a whole bunch of weird deep cuts in this game, and some of them even have side missions dedicated to them, like Howard the Duck and Squirrel Girl, to name a few. And it is absolutely insane how much they allowed them to just draw from their enormous and very strange catalog. But I like that this one pulls from the whole catalog and gives a very fun reason why they're all in the same place in the same time. Plus, in story mode, you get to see a pretty sweet takedown of Kang the Conqueror after he's been a extremely pompous, arrogant git for 90% of the story. You finally get to punch him in the face with a giant Captain America, and then see sweet, sweet karmic justice come to him. Plus, even discounting DLC, which references some of the movies and some older comic book lore, there's also a whole bunch of stuff that's from story mode, referencing a bunch of stuff that Marvel doesn't touch on that much in the cinematic universe, but are absolutely glorious to see. Yeah, you get to see a proper version of the Inhumans.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's go.
I would go find Squirrel Girl, but I can't remember where she is. Also, she can cut vines. Not sure why there are so many vines growing here. Granted, this is ruined future Asgard, which means that they're not exactly in the best position, so it's probable that when the whole place is facing the apocalypse, yeah, proper gardening isn't really your main concern. Also, there are fun little side quests you can do where you try and help people find their new future home, so some people you get to help find a new future home by letting them know about all of the other places in Chronopolis, including future Asgard, full of lava near the apocalypse, Egypt with its pyramid and sands. There's a Wild West era place, a Dark Ages medieval place. There's Xandar, the city from Guardians of the Galaxy, the city they save in the first movie. There's 3 different versions of Manhattan. Modern day New York, Manhattan from the Noir era, and future 2099. Plus, on top of that, you have Spider-Gwen, who's somehow come from her dimension as well, so you got 3 or 4 different versions of Spider-Man running around. Yeah. This was doing the ridiculous cross-dimensions thing before Spider-Verse was a thing. At least, I think this came out first. Unfortunately, though, I need to find one more mini-kit, and I'm not sure where to look. Yeah. It usually goes this way. Sometimes I have to look up a guide for the last one, because some of them are things you just wouldn't think of doing. Also, not only is Viv super strong as a weird synthezoid thing, but I'm trying to remember what they call her. I think it's synthezoid, and I'm not 100% sure what that means. However, since she can both do manipulation, yeah, she can not only do kind of magic manipulation, which means that she can do builds that not everybody can, but she also has toxic protection, heat vision, and super strength, which means she can hit like Hulk or She-Hulk without any issue. Oh, also, Loki is helping us despite the fact that he arguably caused a lot of trouble.
This is obviously designed for lesser beings.
Yeah.
Reporting for duty.
Ooh. He sounds like he's from a different era. Which many versions of Captain America feel like they're from a different era. Oh dear. The ringing of the bell. Is that supposed to make him go away? Also, that's a girl version of Deadpool called Gwenpool. Also, Gwenpool narrates all of the DLC bonus missions. And for some reason, she's driving Santa's sleigh right now. I have absolutely no idea where on earth this came from, but it's funny. And I like that this game is unapologetic and upfront about that. It knows that this situation is ridiculous, but it more so embraces it rather than tries to apologize for it. There's nothing wrong with loving puns and the like. But you need to find your own unique take on them in order for it to not feel trite and cliche. And you need to stick by your guns and own it. There's nothing wrong with puns or tropes or anything of that nature. What matters is the execution of it. Unfortunately, though, I couldn't find that 10th mini-kit, and I'm not sure where I didn't look.
Aye. See, brother, when we unite forces, brother.
He snuck out
Oh,
on us.
no.
Families.
Yeah,
Heimdall.
Loki betrayal. Who could have seen that coming? Everyone raise their hands.
Won't break me.
Raise your hand, Thor. You know better.
We require your aid, locating shards of the Nexus.
Curious.
Yeah.
Odin, I mean, Loki, was asking of the same.
Yep.
Then go.
Heimdall has eyes to see.
I will keep vigil here should Surtur return.
You make a most
Yep.
worthy Thor.
Let's regroup.
That's
back in
Jane
Manhattan.
Foster Thor.
Finally!
Yep.
I've always
There's
wanted
a
to visit Broadway.
comic book with a girl version of Thor. Yeah, before the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or whatever comic book they're basing Thor's origin in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on, Thor was posing as a normal guy and had a cane, and when he uses the cane, it turns into a hammer, and he becomes Thor. And can shoot lightning now. So, I'm guessing Thor had a fatal accident, so Jane Foster had to take up the mantle of Thor instead. But yeah, it's really cool that there are all these alternate dimension, alternate continuity characters that you can play around with, and it's kind of sad that Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't do anything with that. And no, the very miniature series What If doesn't count. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Because the main continuity is trying way too hard to take itself seriously or undercut its serious moments with punchlines. Whereas this game isn't related to the movies. There is an Avengers movie-based Lego game. If you want to play through a version of the movies where Quicksilver's death has been replaced with him being covered in ice cream.
No one has thought to write a national anthem for our great nation of...
Ah, I'm Modoc.
Here's something to
I'm superior. Yeah, whatever.
Kang, 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 kang.
Yep.
Kang, 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 kang.
Yep. Had enough of your singing. You could not be on Broadway. Thankfully, though, I am a beautiful young woman, and I could totally be on Broadway. Minus the fact that I don't live in New York, and I have absolutely no luck points, and I'm not that gorgeous. You know, the same problem as you at home. Sorry to say.
And now I've done it.
Thankfully, though, there's a lot of fun side quests you can do in the open world here. I don't love the races, but yeah. Plus, you can mix and match any heroes or villains of any of these continuities you want, because they're all here. They're all available. And yeah, I really love this character's design. She just looks like she has a really cool sweater.
Like, more chilly.
I don't even know why she looks like she has a sweater. I don't know if that's literally the design that she just has the off-the-shoulders sweater.
Did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
Yep. Also, you have all the citizens commenting on all of the weird, crazy stuff that happens all throughout this story, because it is a very insane story, but it is unapologetically insane, which is what I like about it. Yep. What? Yeah, it's weird because I like 100%ing the Lego games, but they always have some stuff where it just kind of becomes busy work. What I really love is the story mode of this one, because it's not based off of any specific movie, so it's not about them making funny versions of movie scenes you're familiar with. It's about them making something that feels like it could belong in the greater Marvel comic book universe, just with Legos and an extra dose of silliness. That's about it, but it is insanely fun just because of how many characters there are, and just because of how unapologetically insane the story is. You literally start with the Guardians of the Galaxy trying to save Xandar, and then Kang the Conqueror shows up and displays his insane ability to control time, and because he can control time, you're having a lot of trouble. What's even funnier, though, is when he shows up to fight people in Manhattan, because Kang the Conqueror has a big old giant spaceship that's shaped exactly like a sword. Because why not? Everybody needs brand recognition. You need theming. I'd love to see a Star Destroyer with Mickey Mouse ears on it. Yes, it would be dumb, but it would be fun dumb. Yeah, not sure where the last mini-kit is here. Yeah, I've been able to get 9 out of 10 on these ones that I've done free play for. Unfortunately, I can't find those last ones, which is really annoying, because Lego games encourage you to do 100%, and it's just a fun time doing it. This isn't my favorite of the Lego games. I still argue that Lego City Undercover is the best of their games that isn't based off of a specific movie, but this right here is a very close second, because even though it's based off of the greater comic books and not a specific movie, it's still an insanely fun time, and shows how much fun the Lego formula can do when it is allowed space to have some of its own unique fun. I don't think the ones based off the movies are bad or anything. It's just when you experience this one in Lego City Undercover, you suddenly realize that they're better than the movie-based ones, and you go, hang on, I want more of this. Please, more of this version of the insanity. Absolutely. In me. Right now. Absolutely. Need this insanity in me right now. Please. Yeah. Also, this has the best cutscenes, so I'm just going to do free play for this one, and then I think I might need to go to bed. Hang on, what time is it? Okay, because... Alright. My setup is a little weird to explain. Suffice to say that my couch and my desk are far apart. My laptop is on the edge, angled in a weird way so that my headphones can reach my head while I'm sitting almost back on the couch, but not quite. Okay. Which we shattered on accident. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, if Manhattan was taken out of space and time, they would run out of coffee and patience real fast.
But it's Wang who has the eye for design.
You are too kind, sir. It's mostly
Yeah.
Swedish flatback.
Wang, we need the book
Yeah.
of Vishanti.
They're fans of
Maybe
IKEA.
our only hope against Kang.
Very good, sir.
Yeah. It is a bit weird getting used to the fact that these voice actors aren't really trying to do
Scratch it for me.
the movie versions of them, but at the same time, I have absolutely no problem with that. It's just something you have to get used to if you're used to the movie versions of the characters.
Help me find it.
Try in the mystical cabinet of Nisanti, behind the vacuum. If it's not in there, then try and think back to when you hid it.
Yep. He says check behind the vacuum.
Oh, wait. I do remember something. I set 5 runic blocks to conceal it. Hey,
So,
give
good
me a
news is,
hand, will
he
ya?
remembers where he hid it. Yep. Unfortunately, though, despite my magic manipulation, I am not able to do runes. Only those trained in the mystic arts can do the runes. Also, I'm going to need somebody to do that. I could use Claw, who's one of Black Panther's enemies.
No, this is not suited to my talents.
Or I can use, unironically, one of the best characters in here. He's King of the Inhumans, which is a thing from a weird future, I want to say. But he's King of the Inhumans, and he's blessed with sound manipulation. However, the downside is apparently his voice is so powerful that even just saying something in a whisper causes a huge sonic vibration. Which means that during his story portion, his wife has to do all the talking. His wife is named Medusa, and she has fabulous hair because her hair literally twists and turns any way she likes. Yeah, basically, she is able to hit people with giant locks of hair. I'm not quite sure what to make of Inhumans. I haven't seen the movie version of it yet, but from what I've seen here, it's pretty cool. Plus, Crystal is definitely one of the best characters you can play in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, because she has all the elemental powers, plus she even has them in here. Unfortunately, because of how LEGO games work, you just need to point at something and then wait for her to decide to change it. So you have to point at an electric switch, and then she'll change to electricity. She doesn't do it on her own. You don't have control over it. She does it on her own, which means you just have to rely on her to do the right thing for the situation. Thankfully, it does seem to do the right thing for the situation all the time, but it's still one of those things that... Oh! Is the sword appearing and disappearing, or is that a... What's that light? Is that a purposeful light effect, or is that a magic sword? Or maybe it's a lightsaber, who knows? Yeah, unfortunately I can't remember the level that well right now, so... I'm going to have to figure out where I haven't been in order to figure out where I need to go in order to get the stuff that I didn't get the first time in story mode, because I'm now in free play mode and not story mode, despite the fact that it still gives me the cinematics the same as if I was playing story mode, even though I am actually doing free play mode. But again, Black Bolt, he seems super awesome as King of the Inhumans, mostly because of the big negative about his power, the fact that he is so sonically charged that his merest whisper causes a giant sonic problem, which means that he legit has to say as little as possible. He has to be careful with his powers. It's a very cool thing, especially when you get to see the one thing he does say, because he finally has to deal with a brother who's trying to take over the throne, because of course there's an evil brother trying to take over the throne. I think his name is Maximus the Mad. Yeah, there's a whole family drama going on. Also, he has the mental gift, so he moves things with his mind, so already a pretty cool character. Yep, there are a bunch of levels where you just have to get a frying character and then figure out what you've not seen. On the other hand, there are times like this where you just see that, nope, there was nothing there to begin with. Yeah. Also, there are several different places in this house, so...
Get me out of here!
Also, I'm not sure why we didn't check behind the vacuum first. Why does that thing keep doing something? Oh no, Star-Lord. Yep. Yeah, Star-Lord has a nice thing that's unique to him in this game because he has the gravity mines, which are necessary for certain puzzles. Generalissimo Brigadiers? Is this a reference? I don't get it.
Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, at your service.
Thanks, not Benedict Cumberbatch. Where is she?
It's the sensational She-Hulk. Here to save the day, etc., etc.
Yeah. Yeah, She-Hulk's a major part of the game. Story mode, and she's awesome. She is just always raring for a fight, and I kind of respect her for it. Yeah, brawling's not really my cup of tea, but I love the fact that she is unapologetically here for brawling and absolutely does not care if you're here for the brawling or not. Yep. Yeah. She's absolutely delighted to be here. Yep. Yeah, there are a couple characters that get a bit shortchanged just because they want you to not have everything from the start. So, Iron Man gets his suit heavily damaged, so he's out of commission for a while because they don't want you constantly having access to explosives. Also, the team splits up in different sections, so different people are responsible for different things. Also, strong characters can just summon rocks out of nowhere. Also, we have Spider-Gwen.
I'll never give up.
Yep, never give up, never surrender.
Oh, I got this. I got this.
I got this. I got this. I got this. Oh, well, Spider-Gwen, you didn't have that one. Yep. Yeah. That you just have to not redo any lines is the only thing. It's not difficult, it's just kind of annoying. I don't know. Alright, there's nothing up there. I don't think there's anything else on this side of the upstairs, so we're just gonna have to go looking elsewhere. Also, some of these levels can be really long or really short depending on how many story segments they're going over. Thankfully, at a certain point, they follow 3 different storylines, so you get several things in a row with the same characters, so you can either choose to go back and forth between those story bits, or just play all with one set of characters and then all with another set of characters. Which is a really nice thing for a story game. I mean, granted, it's still mostly a straightforward game. It's not like the branching paths affect the ending. After the branching paths, everything goes right back to normal, one level at a time, so yeah. It's not the biggest difference, but it's a huge difference for a Lego game. And it's just super cool that they did that. Yeah, granted, it's still a Lego game, so there's a bunch of stuff that's just kind of weirdly rough around the edges.
I can't use this? Well, nobody's perfect.
Yeah. I love that the voice actors got to give all of these little personal asides about, oh, this is my bit, or, oh, I can't do this. It's a nice change of pace. Oh, good. I finally found a mini kit. I'm pretty sure that's what I was supposed to be doing in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, don't misunderstand me. I enjoy story mode, but there are some things you have to read to while doing free play mode, just to try and find all of the stuff you couldn't get before, and sometimes it's not always clear what you need to do. Thankfully, though, I'm pretty sure this is something I didn't do before. Yeah, because the characters I had at the time were She-Hulk, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange, obviously. Okay, how was that fair? How did I slide towards that? I don't think I was pushing that way.
Quite a collection I've got going.
Alright, now all we have to do is... Doctor Strange, it's time for you again. Yeah. Yeah, you can cross the junctions. Again, just you can't redo any of the lines, so you just have to remember where you're going and not repeat yourself. It's not bad, it's just kind of... yeah. I thought Wong was dusting. How do you miss that spider web? Or did Spider-Gwen cause that? I don't know. Also, he has writing desks. Get it? Writing desk? Writing desk? I'll see myself out. Oh.
Interesting.
I have absolutely no idea how I never saw that before. Because Doctor Strange can fly, I just didn't realize that at the time.
Whoa! Hey! So I'm guessing that wasn't good.
What wasn't good? I'm sorry, Spider-Gwen. You're gonna have to be more specific. There are a lot of not good things. Oh. Blew up a house of cards. Ooh. I make pew-pew sounds. Pew-pew, pew-pew, pew-pew. I guess I can open the curtain. You know, let a little sunlight in. Make things look less dingy. Not that they're dingy, but yeah, there's only so much darkness I can take. It's just... yeah. Let some sunlight in. Maybe that'll help your pale complexion. Oh. Oh, now we need a digging person? Which includes people like Black Panther and Rocket Raccoon. Although I'm pretty sure Rocket Raccoon wouldn't do it willingly.
A most valuable item. I should take great care of it.
Yep. I've got to draw a shape, because that's what runes are. They're shapes. Yeah, it's not the most unique thing Lego's made me do for anything, but it's a thing. I think I interacted with everything that was possible to interact with there. That's the trouble, though, is you're constantly trying to ask yourself, did I interact with everything in every way that I could possibly interact, or did I not? Because that's just where you get all of the mini-kits. You have to interact with everything in every possible way. You just need to find all the things and get all the things. by doing all the things with all the different powers you have at your disposal. You just need to know that all of them exist and know how all of them work and know when they're expecting you to use one or the other. Yeah, it can be a bit annoying to get used to. Especially when some things aren't obvious. There are some characters that have powers that you would not expect them to, and other times where a character has a power, but it isn't the specific one that the game has decided should interact with that, so sometimes it can really be a pain when it really shouldn't be. Thankfully though, so many kits are like this. You just get Heat Beam and voila. You have a thing. Yeah, unfortunately though, while later games have things where you're allowed to just go from one piece of the level to the other, so you know in general where you missed it, this one, no such luck. You gotta play through the whole level and figure it out yourself. Unless you have a guide, obviously. Thankfully, though, I'm a synthezoid, so I can do tech. Amongst many other things. And I love that I'm able to do so many things. Yeah. I love that this character has so much utility. Huh? What happens if I just put a character in here? Oh. See, stuff like that, that's actually really cool. It's not what you'd expect, but it's also something that somebody might think to try because it's something you can do. That sort of stuff is really fun. I need to blow that up, so I need somebody with the,
I am Iron Man. But, you already knew that, right? Yay! Oh, sorry. That didn't sound dignified. I meant, yay!
yeah, still no. Fortunately, I think after I do all of the puzzles, there's just a boss fight. Don't know if there's anything to get from the boss fight, though. Plus, this puzzle is annoying. Sorry to say, this puzzle, even though it just looks like regular block shoving, it's annoying. Do you know what you have to do? First off, you have to zoom in and figure out that this edge and the color on the edge of the block are different colors. Then you have to find the two that actually match. So this one is red, which means I need to move it all the way up over there. I can't do that because this one is in the way. Thankfully there is that option, but there's one major problem that makes this puzzle way more frustrating than it should be. You notice what it is? Yep. The thing for putting one out of the way so that you can move the others into place is just off of the center, which means you just have to finagle your way into getting that one in there. And that case is in the way. And there's very little room there for you to get it right. And again, I should be able to push that one. And now I have to push it over here. And because that case is in the way, and I can't move it first, I just have to guess with this one. Yep. Doesn't that seem fun? Yeah. That pushing thing is nice for when you have these ones on the end. It is absolutely pointless for the one in the middle, though. And the one in the middle is the one that needed help. And now we have to do the same thing over here. So I can tell this one is blue, and this one is red. I assume that one's green, even though I can't really see it. So now I have to thread and needle that one. Thankfully that one went much easier for whatever reason. But again, just because I adapt to it doesn't mean it's necessarily well designed. It's still a pain, and it's more of a pain than it should be. And I have no idea why it's like that. Also, if you have any character that does zappy zap, it may or may not give you the prompt for pushing it quickly. See? Tried 3 times. Wouldn't do it. Again, every Lego game has weird things like that for 1 or 2 puzzles where they're just trying to do simple block puzzles that kids and adults alike can enjoy, but sometimes like there, it feels like they tried to reinvent the wheel when the wheel was fine. Also, I don't know how difficult that bit would be for colorblind mode, but it is certainly another reason why I don't really like that particular puzzle. I mean, it's an exception. Most of the other stuff in this game isn't really that bad. Again, it's designed mainly with kids in mind. Thankfully, though, this is the greatest cutscene in the whole game, though. Yep, the villain has the book. We gotta stop him.
You are too late, Strange. Kang shall soon bend the knee to the great Dormammu, and Chronopolis will be absorbed by the Dark Dimension.
Of course it will.
Solve my magic locks to reach the book.
Locks? It was in the cabinet of Nisanti behind the vacuum.
Don't.
You should take better care of your magical items.
Not so fast, Mordo. Let's take this fight to the Mirror Realm.
Why is Dormammu getting thrown around by the Mirror Realm?
Strange. Your mirror defense will not hold me for long.
I'm on a Nintendo console. Mere defense will take me far.
Anyone but Dormammu could rule this new world. Ridiculous.
Also, because I'm a synthezoid, I hit like a truck.
You won't be able to deal with this.
I don't know if there's anything... What? I didn't even know I could go over here.
My magic is now
why...
superior to
Why is this here?
all of existence shall succumb to the dark dimension.
Oh, wow. Oh. My intuition was right. There was something important there. But that's death. Why is that death? Okay, that's everything. Yeah, they will change button prompts on you because...
Come and get me.
What? Why? I don't like you.
Serve your master, Dormammu.
No. Oh. Check it out. I walked around all of the lasers. I think that was supposed to be difficult, but... I walked around them and was perfectly fine. Again, LEGO loves putting platforming challenges in, and then forgetting the fact that there are canonical flying characters that they have to deal with.
There's no way you could possibly win.
Alright, just gotta shoot all three of the clones. Once the targeting decides that it's going to shoot all three clones at once. I shot all three clones. What's the deal here? Oh. Well, first off, let's get...
Stop the dread Dormammu. Nothing.
I've got you, I've got you, I've got you, I've got you. John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Now that all of you are done, I'm going to defeat your headmaster,
My nerves.
namely Pete Best. Points to the one person who gets that reference. Right, just gotta... Alright, if you could, let me go. I'm sorry, but you have an engagement with my fist.
Nothing can stop the dread.
Do not miss your appointment.
Nothing.
There we go. I love these weird creatures that are apparently from the Dark Dimension. Even though they are just golems, they still look cool. There's three of them there. Yep. Wait, there's a guy over there, there's a guy over there, there's a guy over there, there's a guy over there. Leonardo, DiCaprio, Michelangelo, Raphael, Dimitri, Wait. Those aren't their names. Yeah. My sister loves Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012, so she got the classy beat-em-up that they made recently, where you get to play as all of the turtles doing beat-em-up stuff like you would expect. It's a really great throwback to classic beat-em-up gameplay. I mean, I get that not everyone loves a gameplay loop of beat-em-ups, but it does a really solid job of still keeping it a bit more modern despite trying to be like an old-school arcade game. I love it. And I'm looking forward to that one that's based off of the Toxic Crusaders cartoon, because I've actually watched the Toxic Crusaders cartoon. I really enjoyed it. And it seems like it would be made by the same people that made the other one, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. It looks like they're the ones making the Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up. And it looks like an awesome fun time. Partially because the Toxic Crusaders cartoon was very much trying to be one of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ripoffs, except it has a bit of cliche calling out that feels very modern, which makes it feel very ahead of its time as far as 90s cartoons are concerned. Yeah, it is way cooler and way more ahead of its time than you would expect. And I'm looking forward to that beat 'em up they're making out of it, assuming that it's still happening, and assuming that they have the same people who made that excellent modern Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. It's gonna be a great time, especially considering the lovely DLC stuff we were able to get for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up, with the survival mode, the extra characters. Yeah, no. Toxic Crusaders game having all that too is gonna be amazing.
It's over, Mordo. Give me the book.
Never!
Oh no. Oh no, he threw him through a window.
Strange.
Funnily enough, not the weirdest thing I've seen this side of Manhattan. But that's another story.
What would I do
Spider-Man.
without you?
What
It is my
weirder stuff
honor
could
to
you have
serve.
seen?
Now, go out there and kick some Kang backside. I will guard the sanctum from any further attacks.
Thank you, man. Oh, wow. Oh. I love the fact that he goes to all the trouble of putting up the 5-lock thing in order to protect the book, except that's not where he left it. He just left it behind the vacuum, just like Wong said. And as soon as Wong wants to say something about this, Doctor Strange just cuts him off immediately. That's amazingly funny, and I'm so glad that that cutscene exists. I want to see Benedict Cumberbatch reenact that one. I doubt he'll do it, but it would be funny. Granted, I could see Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange doing something like that, and it's still feeling in character. Yeah. And the mini kits give you those little comic covers. Those comic covers are iconic for a reason. They're well made. Which makes it so weird that their screen transition with the comic book cover, they don't design very well, because that comic book cover only covers the middle third of it, and for some frames like the eye carpet or Star-Lord being in the center with a ring around him, those work fantastic because they feel like something that you might see on a comic book cover, but the other ones feel really bad. It's kind of weird. Also, have you ever wanted to be Spider Noir? Because, yeah, you can be him in this game. Sometimes I play with matches. Sometimes I play with matches. Let them burn just to feel something. Aww. Yep. Loved Nick Cage as Spider Noir. He felt like he had the right type of voice for a noir style Spidey Man.
Did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
Unfortunately, though, I need to call it a night. I really need something more fun for playing at midnight. Unfortunately, though, Twitch can't decide what is okay and what isn't okay, so not going to be able to play anything until they actually decide which it is. Or maybe somebody will make a better streaming service, who knows at this point. Thank you so much for dropping by. I'm still thinking of creating a new brand, so I might just replace this one, so just heads up, forewarning you for that. Anyways, this is Zibian Starbell saying goodnight, my zigzags and zugs. Good night.